What's up, people? This is StudyIQ. I'm Prashant Mauni. The date today is 27th September 2017. Day is Wednesday. But before moving ahead, please allow me to introduce all of you to our pen drive and tablet courses. Now, StudyIQ presents different pen drive and tablet courses for your SSC, bank, UPSC, and other government exams. With UPSC, we have our test series that is out and it is available on our website. 30% discount is available at present as a sort of Navratri offer, and this is going to be valid only till 29th September. You have not even 2 days to go, so I would recommend all of you, those of you who do not have this, to get the maximum out of this pen drive and tablet courses and also make the most out of this 30% discount. If you have any further queries regarding this thing, you can feel free to give us a call on this number, and you can check out our website studyiq.com as well, over which we provide chat support to assist you. Right, dear friends, so if you don't have it, get it now. So let's move ahead, and today is World Tourism Day, and on behalf of my colleagues, the StudyIQ family, I wish all of you a very happy World Tourism Day. See, tourism has a sort of a deep relationship with it. It is basically something that is very deep within us, isn't it? We like to travel. Everyone, generally speaking, enjoys traveling. And if you ask your grandparents, and you will find it quite amusing that if you ask them, grandparents or parents, if they have traveled to this place or that place, and if they have, then they will tell you, they will give you a sort of small story regarding what they have observed there, etc., etc. This indicates that tourism has a sort of deep, it leaves a sort of deep positive scars in our character and in our mind, and of course in our memory. So it plays a very good sort of a very positive role. Of course, when we travel, we are out there for some positive and good experience, isn't it? So everyone should, whenever you get a time, you should travel. Now, this year, or every year basically, there is a sort of international body. It is known as United Nations World Tourism Organization. Do not confuse this thing, WTO, with World Trade Organization. This is altogether a different body. It is a body under United Nations, right? So that's the reason it goes by the name UNWTO. This year the theme is International Year of Sustainable Tourism for Development. Now, why you find sustainable everywhere? Because we know that 2030 is the target year, right? Sustainable development goals. We have set 17 sustainable development goals. When I say we, I mean to say United Nations, and of course India is part of it. So we have, in fact, eventually we have we have signed for it, and every country is trying to strive for it, and particularly a country like India, where you have this much of poverty, etc. There are many goals that we have missed. Millennium Development Goals that ended in 2015, right? It is also known as MDG, Millennium Development Goals. So they are outdated now, but this is the one we are trying to achieve. So this year, the World Tourism Day, of course, every year it is held on 27th September, and the focus is, as I told you, sustainable tourism. Sustainable tourism basically means that the place where you're traveling, you do not damage it, right? So that's the reason why it is known as sustainable tourism, and the people who are engaged in this industry, they have to also ensure that the activities they are doing, it is not detrimental to the tourism sector. It is in fact sustainable. Now, this process, or this celebration, started from 1980, and of course, as you know, that today, that is 27 September, this day was selected as World Tourism Day by this organization. Now, the other thing is, last year, if we go through some of the figures, then we find that last year the number of international tourism, right, this many people, that is 1.2 million, that is somewhere around 12 lakh people, or more than that. This much people traveled around the world. This is international tourism we are talking about. Of course, the number is quite less, but hopefully this will increase in near future, when we'll have more transportation facility. At present, we know that communication and transportation facilities, these are the two basic things that has kicked tourism, and it has that has made it possible for people to travel to different parts of the world. By 2030, as per UNWTO, it will touch 1.8, but I believe that we will cross this as well. We will be somewhere around 2 or more than that, because by that point of time, by 2030, we would have achieved many of these sustainable development goals. So but the poor countries at present, the people of this poor country who are not able to travel, they would be able to travel at that point of time. The other thing is that at that point of time we would have more transportation facilities as well, right? Quicker and cheaper transportation facility will be available to many people, or generally speaking to everyone. Hopefully, let's pray that everyone gets all the facilities, basic amenities is available to everyone. So if this is possible by 2013, then we will definitely, hopefully we will cross this 1.8 estimation figure as well. Now there are 3 pillars this year that are important for tourism as per the UNWTO, and it says that, and this is been said by the UNWTO Secretary General Taleb Rifai. He has said that whenever you travel, wherever you travel, remember to respect nature, respect culture, and respect your host. These are the 3 things that he has said: nature, culture, and host. This year the official celebration of WTO, that is UNWTO, is taking place in Qatar. Qatar is a small country here. It is a sort of Arabic country. A couple of days ago I provided you with a question, and this question was pertaining to Persian Gulf, so you know exactly where this country is now, isn't it? And this is Saudi Arabia. Here you have another small country, Arabic country called Bahrain. The capital of this Qatar is Doha, where the celebrations are going on as we are speaking at present. Now coming to India, of course, for India as well, tourism is a very important sector. We have talked about it earlier as well, and I have provided you a sort of thorough analysis of where we stand. We have compared it with world platform as well, etc., etc. Today, basically, President of India has given away National Tourism Awards, right? National Tourism Award has been presented by our president. That means officially India is celebrating this tourism day. The other thing is that on this auspicious day, we have also launched Incredible India 2.0. Now you might have heard about Incredible India. It is basically, it is a sort of tagline of our country. It is about tourism, and you might have seen many posters and many advertisements regarding it, Incredible India. But now we have Incredible India 2.0. Allow me to take you to some important factors or important facts regarding tourism industry. It is one of the largest industries in the world. Dear friends, the things that we are going to discuss here, it may look figures. There are not that many as well, but let me tell you, I don't have words to emphasize here the importance of this topic, right? As we go through this topic, of course I will tell you why, but the thing is, I need your attention here, because I can strongly smell that, or my senses are saying me that this topic could be asked in your mains examination as a descriptive question. What are the solutions that tourism can provide, etc., etc. I have a question for you, something similar to that as well in the end of this slide, but let's focus on these figures now. So it is one of the largest industries in the world. It is an ever-growing industry around the world. For example, 2.5 crore in 1950. It is at present 123 crore in 2016. If you see the world GDP, then 10% of world GDP is coming from tourism sector. 1 out of 10 people, right? If you see 10 people, then 1 person out of this 10 people would be working in this sector. 1.4 trillion US dollars in exports. 7% of world's export and 30% of services exports takes place because of tourism. So this is the reason why we say tourism matters. These figures that you can see are the latest ones, so you can rely on them. They are not outdated. They are July 2017, which is very fresh, isn't it? The other thing, when we're coming back to India and why it is important for India, now see 9.3% of our population is employed by tourism sector. So you can say, roughly speaking, let's take it as, say, for example, 10%, just for your understanding. Then you can say that if we have 125 crore people living in our country, then 12.5 crore, right? Just put a point here. So 12.5 crore people are engaged in this tourism sector. That means this is sort of a huge amount of our country. This 12.5 crore means we are talking about more population than many of the European countries as well, isn't it? The other thing regarding tourism sector is, if we check the 2016 fact, then tourism has contributed nearly 10%, right? 9.6% of GDP of India is coming from this sector. So you can say that this is a very thriving or flourishing sector, because say here you have 12 crore people and the GDP contribution is, roughly speaking, 10% of our GDP, isn't it? So you can say that 10% of Indian population and 10% of GDP. So it is a very balanced figures. And if we check this in industries, in agriculture sector, then we find that you have, roughly speaking, 60% people are engaged in agriculture, but the GDP contribution is 15% or less than that. So here you can see the nature of this agriculture sector is, of course, going to be the things that you find is poverty and disease and suicides and things like that. Over here you will find prosperity, happiness, etc., etc., right? Job security. These are the things that we find when we have this sort of figure. Now, why tourism? Now see, we have three, if you check out any sector, any economy, right? It's not only Indian economy, but any economy, it would have three sectors, three division. One is primary, the basic one, where you are dealing with natural things like agriculture, say for example, then manufacturing and services. Now tourism, of course, falls within this sector, that is service sector. And as per an assessment, if we invest 10 lakh rupees, if you invest 10 lakh rupees in tourism, then you would be able to create 90 jobs. If you invest 10 lakh in agriculture, you get 45 jobs, and manufacturing you get 13 jobs. At present, we know that every month we have 10 lakh youth, that 10 lakh people are youth. They are entering in the market, as in the job market, and we don't have that much jobs to provide jobs to all these people. So tourism can help here. You can see that just by investing 10 lakh, if you can get 90 jobs, if you invest more, then you're going to get more jobs. At present, the other important thing is that it is in this sense, if we go through these figures and these figures, then we can say that it can contribute significantly in generating permanent employment opportunities, which means that we would be able to eliminate poverty. We would, of course, it will add more economic development as well. And a matter of fact is that at present, business volume of tourism equals or even surpasses that of oil exports, food production, or automobile. So this is a good figure. President has said that every citizen should strive to provide good experience to the tourists who are visiting our country. Apart from that, he has also said that adopt a heritage project, and this was launched by Tourism Ministry, Culture Ministry and Archaeological Survey of India, of course, to advertise or to create a sort of awareness or create a sort of tourism demand of this heritage sites in our country. Apart from that, PPP model was also discussed and emphasis was given to increase this PPP partnership. The Prime Minister as well has greeted people on this day, and he has urged youth, and particularly youth of international youth, and he has also urged people of different parts of the world, or he has urged the world population to visit India, to discover the beauty of our country India, and of course it is going to bring more tourism. Apart from that, he has urged the youngsters of our country to travel across the country. He has talked about domestic traveling. He has said that we should travel, and of course we should. And Pragati meeting took place. You know that it is the last Wednesday, so every last Wednesday we have Pragati meeting. On this Pragati meeting, that is a sort of online, or you can say that a sort of video conference that takes place between important officials of union and state ministries, state government and union ministries. So on this day as well, Prime Minister has talked about, or he has reviewed this Hriday. Hriday stands for National Heritage Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana, important for tourism. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has launched a new application for Divyangs. It is known as Divyang Sarthi. It is a mobile app, and one of the most important thing or interesting thing about this app is that for the people who cannot see, right, for the blind people, it has a sort of feature of providing audio notes so they can hear this thing. And let me tell you that this is a leapfrog, right? This is a huge jump, because so far they have to rely on this Braille script, Braille or Braille, and they have to rely on this thing. But now they can use this app and they can study just like you and I are doing. So in this way it is very helpful, and so hats off to this Social Justice and Empowerment Ministry to help the young people of our country. I have some questions for you. Now let me tell you that this is one of the most important questions so far, and I can, as I told you, I strongly smell that you would be asked a question on this thing, because it can create jobs, you know the figures now. So take your time, right? Take your time, think about it, take 15-20 minutes, write down your points in a book or something, and then paste your answer on the comment section, right? Do take your time. I request all of you, it is important. That's the reason why I am repeating this thing on this particular question. Apart from that, I have 2 MCQ questions which I'm sure many of you would be able to crack it, and no doubt about it, because the way you are going ahead, that is really encouraging, and it is also providing me energy to work better and better every day to make sure that you get the best. And I seriously believe that you deserve the best as well, because you guys are giving everything that you have. You are giving everything. You are pushing yourself very well. So keep it up. And if you don't have pen drive and tablet courses, then last reminder, do get it, because 30% discount is available only till 29th September. With this, you would be able to download this lecture from our website or official Telegram channel, subscribe our YouTube channel, turn the notification bell on, so you will be notified every time we upload any video on our channel. Share this link, share this video, share this PDF file or this lecture slide with your friends and family. You can feel free to share it on your social networking sites as well. If you are on Facebook or Twitter, feel free to share it. We don't mind. It is of course good for other students as well. Give us your like if you have learned something out of this video. Pass us your valuable comment. Of course, I know that now I don't have to say that you will definitely post your answers in the comment section. With this, I would like to say goodbye to you for now. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, enjoy your studies. Jai Hind.